Good morning, divine, beautiful souls. So this is season 1 of Keys of the Roadmap, and the episode is episode 4 in retrospect. Okay, so this week has been pretty epic. We dealt with shifts that was changing hands from Aquarius of the theme of where we belong. And then we shifted into Pisces this week, which is really about our senses, compassion, innerstandings. Yeah, it's pretty epic energy, Pisces. But it's a very, watery one. So part of why I'm doing it this way is, in retrospect, is Jesus. This week was quite a week. So what we went through was we had the shift of Aquarius to Pisces, but we also had a shift from direct of Mercury into retrograde. We really went all the way into retrograde this past week. And I really want to speak on that a little bit, since the name is, retrospect for the episode. I feel like this will have some nuggets of gold for everyone, and really kind of connect the retrograde with the Pisces energy as well. So a Mercury retrograde, first of all, let's talk about Mercury. Mercury is a planet that rules the signs Gemini and Virgo. And they're very logic-oriented. I live with... Well, this is funny. I just put this together. I live with 2 Geminis, and I also live with 2 on the cusp for being Virgos, which is kind of funny. And one is on each end, but their signs are actually Leo and Libra. But what I realized is they're very logic-based. And during a Mercury retrograde, it's important to have your information together. Okay, so what we're really doing is when Mercury is direct, it's going clockwise. It's going clockwise, and we're going through life navigating, and we're seeing all these things on the outside. We're learning certain lessons, but it's on the outside. Then, when we hit Mercury retrograde, things start to go in the opposite direction. It goes counterclockwise, which means how we respond to things are kind of a little bit backwards. Think about it like this, and this is totally, from my observations, is 100% true. We kind of use the opposite side of our brain from what we normally use. So if you're more logic-based, you're probably going to go into the headspace of more expressive and more creative. And then on the flip side, during a direct, you would be the other, right? Okay, so that's kind of fun. So you get to see a different perspective. And also, you're observing everyone else doing this too. And a lot of people are not necessarily aware of all of these energies. So you're getting a heads up on this one, and it'll allow you to navigate a little bit easier. Part of this is, since we are moving backwards, okay, so we've learned all these lessons. Now we're reviewing all of them. but we're reviewing them very much so internally. So, and it's even more so because, like, we're more like, okay, can I just stay in my own lane? I've got a lot going on in here. So when you hit everybody on the outside, they're doing the same thing. And then when you talk to them, and they're not necessarily aware of these energies, even if they are, you may have a conversation and you have so much going on in here, they have so much going on in here, that you guys are trying to find some common ground on speaking to each other, because now, you know, Jenny's using the right side of her brain and Johnny's using the left, and they're normally on the opposite. And then you're like, oh, Jesus. But each time, by having this awareness in a Mercury retrograde, you get the awareness on how to use that other side of your brain, which is kind of cool. So you get to navigate it through a different perspective and really fine-tune your Mercury retrogrades. And to be honest with you, I really love Mercury retrogrades, especially on the internal, because it's a gift for you to really work on yourself and fine-tune your communication with yourself, with spirit. But then, if you're talking with others and they're on the same page as you, and you're sharing this information with them, you guys can start to navigate through a Mercury retrograde together. And that's what really my family has been doing, is I've been teaching them some stuff in regards to astrological things and the energies associated, right? And it's allowed for, oh, well, that makes sense. And so we kind of detach from the criticalness and the criticalness in regards to having feelings behind it. Now, that's important for this Mercury retrograde because of the fact that we're in Pisces. And Pisces is all about the feeling. It's all about, well, are you okay? Let me make sure you're okay. I have an aunt. She's a Pisces. She's so this. She literally will go out of her way to make sure someone is taken care of. But what we got to make sure of is that we don't do it at the detriment of ourselves. That's the important part. So the themes that we're going through really is, in this week, you know, especially, but we're going through the themes of compassion and understanding, or innerstanding, I should say. And also, we're fine-tuning our spidey senses. So we're really getting a huge chance with this Mercury retrograde as assisting us to fine-tune our senses. Our senses with spirit, okay? And how we navigate within ourselves as well. So really, setting intentions during this time is really important. Now, the other thing I want to speak on is we just went through Pisces and we got all the way to step 3. So really what we were dealing with, I'm going to kind of like, we fine-tune things on the I belong with Aquarius energy, right? And we did that in the Grandmaster steps. So we already had our tests in regards to where we belong. Now we got brought into what I sense and what I have compassion for. And so we created the space. We created a spark by finding love within that. Then we went through the I feel of what I sense and what I have compassion for. And yesterday we ended it with what I believe about the compassion that I have, the sense, you know, like what I sense. So we really just fine-tune all of these different energies combining. And that's pretty darn beautiful. And if you are wondering why the heck I look like I'm in a cave, it's because this energy is very, you might want to schedule extra sleep in. Although you just probably will just, you know, again, scheduling, send it up, you know, to your higher self and you'll get that time. And I feel like that sums up this particular episode of Retrospect for Keys of the Roadmap. And if you guys have any questions, please let me know. I'm also going to continue with another episode going forward. And you know what? I'm just going to name that part 1. Have a divine, blessed day. Divine, beautiful souls.